術式順天青
Hello everyone, my name is Troy and welcome to Maximum Output Training. Welcome to the worst training week I've had to date within the last few months anyways. So if you've been following my training log, I've been really excited that my sleep has gotten back on track, or it's improved quite a bit, getting around 7 to 9 hours. Well, this week it regressed and actually might have been the worst sleep I've had so far in the last couple of years. I was getting like 4 to 5 hours of sleep. So between 1:30 and 2 o'clock, I'll wake up and just kind of like go to the bathroom, and then I just kind of like toss and turn, be restless, and then maybe around 4 or 5 o'clock, I'll go back to bed, and then I wake up for 6 o'clock as my routine is usually. Go to bed at 9, take my melatonin. And that really affected my mentality going into the workout, knowing I didn't get the sleep, I didn't get the recovery I wanted, and being super annoyed that I would only get the 4 to 5 hours of sleep and waking up at the same time for the last 7 days. So this started last Sunday. Not too sure what the cause is, but I think I narrowed it down. I'll figure it out. Hopefully that detox from, I don't know, either a specific supplement like my vitamin D or like the magnesium, or just backing off caffeine. One or the other that I've backed off on. Hopefully that helps improve whatever this is happening within my sleep. Max effort lower. The top of my left glute was in pain anytime I braced my core and bent over to pick up the weight. Like as soon as I braced, bent over, or if I just bent over, braced, and then ripped off the weight, there would be pain. So there are some exercises you probably will see in the training vlog where I'm beltless, and normally I would have a belt on, but I was just in so much pain, especially when I did stiff leg deadlifts and my barbell rows. And then max effort upper, still no recovery, didn't get enough sleep, but this week was my competition grip testing week. And I guess I'll give you a little spoiler where I did get a nice little W there. So I was pretty hyped about that, regardless of the sleep, even though I think I could have hit a lot more because it felt like I had some in the tank. But knowing that sleep and recovery wasn't there, I decided to call it at this specific weight. And then dynamic effort lower was a little different just because everything was moving as it should and it felt like it, but it felt slow on my end. So when I performed the squat movement, it moved how it should, relatively from a camera perspective, but how I felt in the actual movement felt slower than I thought it should be. So there was that. And then I injured myself on deadlifts. I didn't really injure myself. I just scraped my knee because of my new technique that I'm very, very happy with. So I ended up scraping the crap out of my shin and I started bleeding everywhere. It's just nothing crazy there. And then it just slowed down my workout, but it is what it is, especially if you deadlift and you have the bar closer to your shins. Scraping your shins will be kind of the payoff, the double-edged sword of the deadlift. You get hurt, but you get max gains, especially if you're working on your form and technique. And I think dynamic effort upper was probably the best training day of the week that went the best. I had the best sleep, even though it was only 6 hours. Improvements, I guess. And everything just felt light. I really pushed my accessories as it should, but I feel like I could have pushed my accessories a little bit harder if I had better sleep. So there's that. But anyways, sit back, relax. Let's get to the training vlog and the voiceover. All right, let's just jump right into it. Terrible sleep going into this. Really super annoyed, but it is what it is. Max effort lower and continuing my block pull block, I guess, or my block pull wave. Working up to a top set of 3 on this day. Like I said, sleep and recovery was not there. But everything in the warm-up was moving okay. Hook grip is still feeling really good. My form and technique, especially driving my hips into the bar and really wedging myself and using a leg drive from there to pop it up, is incredible. And I got to a top set of 405 pounds. Nice 4 plates. Kind of had to strap up there just because I didn't trust my hook grip at that time. And then, that was a sweet little W. Afterwards, moved on to some front squats for a 5x5 at 200 pounds. Just a little bit more from last week. Still rocking with my Olympic style front rack position. Feels a lot stronger, feels a lot better. And then we moved on to some sumo stiff leg deadlifts. Up the weight from last week, 245 pounds for sets of 8. And I believe I did 7 reps last week at 235. So volume is slowly starting to rise. And then more accessories with barbell rows, 135 pounds for sets of 11. And I think I did 12 on this day. And then just kind of ended it there with other accessories as well. Max effort upper. The last 9 to 12 weeks have led up to this day, and it wasn't the day that I really wanted. I wanted a lot more on this day. I wanted the rest. I wanted the recovery. I wanted to get so amped up for this session that I was going to blow my last PR or my last max effort out of the water. So, competition style grip for a top set of 1. Everything felt okay. I was a little nervous going up in weight. Nice easy singles, and then we finally hit top set of 245 pounds. I had to use torque for this just to get a little amped because, well, rest wasn't there. And to be honest, I think it moved okay. I think I could have paused a little bit better, but I'm pretty happy with the nice little 10-pound W there. So we'll take that into the next training cycle. After that nice 10-pound W on competition style bench, we moved on to the bodybuilding stuff, the accessories that will hopefully get me stronger over the long term. Stuff like closest grip feed up for a 5x5 at 150 pounds. Hammering stuff out like my triceps. I took out dumbbell press video clips because you guys have been seeing that way too much. So I decided to throw in pull-ups so you guys can see my other accessories that I actually do other stuff. Like training my arms, barbell skull crushers, for example. High volume, 15 reps. Right now working with 50 pounds. And I do stuff for like shoulders and bicep curls, but those can be boring as well. Just like this with dips, just trying to get better at it and slowly build volume over time. So now we on to day 3, dynamic effort lower. All right, the weird training day of the week, dynamic effort lower, regular high bar squats, 265 pounds for doubles. The camera perspective looks like everything moved as it should. Smooth, no sticking. Yeah, I hope there's no sticking. There shouldn't be. And everything was smooth. But me moving it in the movement felt slow and heavy. Well, just like I've been saying, the rest wasn't there and I was just super tired and annoyed. But I'm pretty glad with how everything moved. Still focusing on form and technique. And to be honest, my elbow started to hurt. So I guess this week was just out to get me. But is what it is. Take the little W's and we move on. Now this is where I'm getting the most excited from my training days is the singles with sumo deadlifts. This day was 255 pounds. Now that everything is starting to click with my sumo deadlift, I just get even more excited to deadlift now and bringing back hook grip. It's just everything is just moving and grooving as it should. Except for this last set where I scraped the crap out of my shin and I know I should be wearing deadlift socks, but if you don't like blood, just turn away from this. But yeah, I kind of hurt myself and it was gushing blood, so that was fun. After the deadlifts and cleaning myself off, we moved on to the accessories, and I really tried to hammer out my accessories on this day by pushing the reps instead of the weight. So I'm actually really happy how everything moved. It just means I'm getting a little bit stronger and building some muscle, so that's always exciting. Even though I got that 10-pound W on my max effort upper with competition style bench, this training day, the dynamic effort upper, was a lot better just because I got the rest and recovery I wanted. Roughly 6 hours of sleep. I really wanted more. But anyways, I still got some rest in there. And going into the session for the closest grip triples at 175 pounds, I was actually excited to train. So everything was moving a lot better and a lot smoother as it should be. So I was just excited to come into that day and train. And because of that, I tried to push my accessories a little bit harder. Not really the close grip 2 board for the 5x5 at 170 pounds, but the bodybuilding accessory stuff, such as the incline dumbbell press. I programmed 14 reps, but I really wanted to push it because I thought it felt pretty good. So I ended up getting 15 reps for 2 sets, and then I got 14 for the last one. So as of right now, for all my accessories, I'm doing everything in my power to build as much muscle as I can, to get as strong as I can before I start cutting down in September, just to kind of see where my physique is at. But that's kind of where I'm at. Let's see what the next couple weeks brings to the training cycles and to my strength. But for now, we got some new subscribers, so thank you guys so much for the love and support and subscribing. And I'll catch you guys in the next training vlog next week. Thank you so much once again, and I'll catch you then. Peace.